Hello everybody, how's it going? I am a massive fan of Civilization, and we have us the first ever presentation for Civ 7. I'm very excited to see what this is going to be all about, so here we go. We did get a release date on this already. It is February 11th. Oh yeah, who's gonna be the narrator?
Throughout our history, ordinary people
Nice.
have done extraordinary
It's Brienne of
things,
Tarth. That's a great narrator.
illuminating our potential. They inspired movements, created the impossible, and destroyed the indestructible. Ordinary people chose to change the world, chose to dream, to build, to hope, to always hope. And if there's hope for one of us, there's hope for us all. Now it's your turn to reimagine civilization and build something you believe in.
Hello, Civ fans.
Hey, it's Sid.
On behalf of all of us here at Firaxis Games, we'd like to welcome you to a first look at the next chapter in our Civilization franchise, Civilization 7. You know, looking back 30 years ago, Civilization was created during a time when we were still learning what games could really be. We were searching for that next big challenge to take on, which led us to thinking, what could be greater than putting the entire history of the world into a video game and make it fun? 3 decades later, it's because of your passion, your love for Civ, that we're still here today. In every game of Civ, you've gone on a journey to build an empire to stand the test of time. And now the journey continues. Prepare to take just one more turn on February 11th, 2025, when we launch Civilization 7 across PC and consoles, all on day one, for the first time in franchise history.
Oh, cool. Okay.
This is by far the biggest, the most ambitious game we've ever made at Firaxis. It represents a significant gameplay evolution for the Civ franchise, and it's a game we plan to support for many years to come. Today, you'll learn about the vision for the game, the driving force that inspired our biggest new feature. You'll see your Civ world brought to life like never before, and you'll discover why Civilization 7 promises to be a revolutionary new chapter in this franchise that we all love so dearly. Please enjoy.
Civilization is the foundation of Firaxis. Whether you've been playing since the MS-DOS days or have joined us more recently, we're so grateful for your continued passion and support. When you walk around our studio, you can feel the energy and excitement. You can see how inspired our people are to come in and build the next Civ game.
Civilization is the ultimate historical strategy game. Your goal in Civ is to build an empire to stand the test of time. You select a civilization, led by a famous historical leader, and guide your Civ's journey across the entire span of human history. You shape your empire piece by piece, from what technologies you want to research to what civics you want your society to uphold. And you compete with others on the world stage, engaging in diplomacy, negotiating alliances, and sometimes going to war.
I really like this new screen.
In every Civilization game, your empire has always been represented by a single civilization. You play through the entire span of history as that one civilization. This time around, we want to take you on a new journey.
Oh?
For the first time ever, in Civilization 7, the story of your empire isn't just that of a single civ, but several connected together through time. At the dawn of each new age of human advancement, you'll select a new civ to represent your empire. You'll build on and carry forward your previous achievements while unlocking new gameplay bonuses to reinforce or pivot your strategy. And by the end, you'll have forged a unique path through history. To show you what we mean, let's take you through the story of one such empire.
Yes, please. I want to understand what you're saying. How's this gonna work?
It is the dawn of a new age. The age of antiquity, where humanity begins to take its first steps into the annals of history. The great pharaoh, Hatshepsut, leads the civilization of ancient Egypt. Among the arid desert lands and a winding river, the seeds of our people
So they're
are
staying with
rooted in
hexes.
sand and water. To discover what treasures and dangers lie beyond, a brave scout begins to survey
It's an
and
interesting
map
way of doing the
surrounding
map.
lands. As our population grows, a new granary is built to store food for hungry mouths. Its location decided, a new district is formed, and construction begins. With more food available, our people look to make improvements to the land. An ancient fruit ripe for cultivating is spotted. Dates will provide more sustenance for our citizens, and their sweetness will make the people happy. A plantation is constructed to harvest this valuable resource. Over time, our city continues to grow as more urban and rural developments spring forth. We pursue advancements in technology to serve the needs of our people. Breakthroughs in irrigation further enhance our food production, while sailing unlocks our ability to traverse the nearby waters. It is now possible to journey further and expand our empire.
So far, this
With
is
a
looking
deft
very
hand,
standard.
Our scout travels along a navigable
That's
river.
cool. So that's new. You could never
Their
do that before.
tenacity is rewarded
You can actually go up
with the
rivers.
discovery of a breathtaking series of waterfalls. This natural wonder of the world attracts the imagination of our people, and brave settlers begin the long trek to claim new land for the Egyptian Empire. A new town is established near the majestic falls. A town starts from humble beginnings and is initially used to gather nearby resources.
Right.
Perhaps in the future, this town will grow large enough to specialize and gain its own identity as a city. Our expansion does not go unnoticed. A foreign scout is spotted, revealing the existence of a nearby independent power. Initial hostilities are tempered over time as friendly relations begin to form.
So it's kind of like a city-state.
And peace does not dampen our ambitions. Our people strive forth to create great wonders the world has never seen before. As we continue to expand and explore the continent, we encounter new civilizations. They are eager to engage in a bartering of ideas and goods. Trade routes are established, providing mutual access to each empire's resources. But our rapid growth
So there was an
does not go
option there for
unnoticed.
improving trade
Our
relations.
neighbors' ambitions rival our own, setting us on a collision course. War is no longer avoidable. A great army is raised, led by formidable commanders who spur our forces quickly across the land.
Why are there so many
Spears
fights
and
happening at the
arrows
same
make
time?
way for iron swords and armor. The battles are fierce. We emerge victorious.
I wonder if that was just for this video, because that's normally not how Civ works.
But the challenges of this age have shaken our mighty Egyptian empire to its core. The world changes. We feel the pages of history turn as the age of antiquity comes to a close. A new age of human advancement approaches. The age of exploration. A new age brings forth new challenges and new opportunities. New technologies to research. New resources to acquire. New lands to explore. If we are to take on the challenges of this new age, we must adapt and select a new civilization to represent our empire. One that is better equipped to take on the challenges of the exploration age. This new civilization builds on top of its past legacy, and our actions in this age will inevitably influence a future yet to come. As we evolve, so too do our neighbors.
Local festival, it said
The
there.
stage is set. A new age begins. Will you follow a path set by history? Or will you pivot and forge something anew? What kind of empire will you make? What strategies will you pursue? The future is yours to create. In Sid Meier's
I feel like I need to go
Civilization
back and
7.
pause all those screens and really look at what it's saying.
The journey of Hatshepsut, brought to life by our wonderful new narrator, Gwendolyn Christie, is just one potential path you can take in Civilization 7. This is made possible by our biggest new feature, Ages. Ages are inspired by a transformational idea for Civ, that history is built in layers. This idea is a way of understanding how civilizations have grown, changed, and evolved over time.
Think of the first civilizations of the world as creating an initial foundation. As a civilization grows, new layers are added to that foundation in the form of things like technologies, schools of thought, and cultural norms. At some point, civilizations, faced with a crisis that defines their time, must evolve. When that happens, these past layers don't disappear. Instead, they now serve as a new foundation for the new
So
civilization.
you're picking like
As the
more
cycle repeats,
passives, it sounds
connecting
like.
the past, present, and future together.
Instead of playing as one single civilization across every age, you'll evolve your empire into a new civilization for each new age. One that is suited to take on the historical challenges of that time.
Every age is designed to be like a historical sandbox, as a way to really immerse yourself in that time. Almost everything inside an age is exclusive to that age. That includes things like which technologies and civics you can research, what resources are available to be gained, which independent powers surround you, to even things like gameplay systems and civilizations, all unique to that age.
Having unique civs for each age is something we're really excited about. In the past, every civ needed to be balanced across a game that spans all of history. This naturally resulted in things like late-era civs being strong in the late game, but weak early on. Now, we can balance around the age itself. This means we can give every civ bonuses, units, and buildings that are always relevant and powerful. Having exclusive civs per age is also great for historical immersion. Every age feels like an epic showdown of some of the great powers of that time.
We'll have 3 ages for you to play. The Antiquity Age. when agricultural societies begin to cluster into urban centers, forming the
So
foundation.
you're only making the big
first
change 3
civilizations.
times then, or twice.
The Exploration Age, when the desire for precious commodities from distant lands spurs empires to stretch across great oceans. And the Modern Age, a period of incredible technological growth and global conflict, where mankind goes from the development of the steam engine to the splitting of the atom. Every age can be played on its own or woven together into a full campaign.
In past games, civs and leaders were always tied together and came as a package deal of agendas, abilities, units, and more. With civs being exclusive to ages, we're excited to introduce a new innovation for leaders. For the first time in franchise history, leaders are now selected independently from civilizations.
Really?
You can now mix and match unique parts of different civs and leaders, unlocking all new strategic combinations, staying true to Civ's spirit of experimentation. For players who want to stick to more historical pairings, a useful indicator will appear on the Civ selection screen.
We're also taking the opportunity to expand who we consider to be a leader in Civilization 7. We'll continue to have traditional heads of state, such as Hatshepsut, but we're also excited to have new leaders in areas such as philosophy, religion, science, and more.
Having leaders stay the same across ages helps bring a sense of who you're playing against in Civilization 7. It also gives you the opportunity to keep the theme of evolution going. As your empire evolves from one age to the next, it's important that your leader grows as well.
So there's big skill trees for every
All
leader
leaders
then.
now have attributes that can further specialize their skills. These attributes can be gained in a variety of ways, from completing narrative events to rewards for researching certain technologies and civics. Overall, leaders are getting a huge upgrade. They're more powerful, more varied, and more strategically interesting than ever. We cannot wait for you to discover your new favorite leader in Civilization 7.
Okay.
When one age ends and you begin an age transition, it is an incredibly exciting moment. You'll select a new civilization to represent your empire in the new age. You'll choose parts of your past civ to carry forward into the new one. And the game map literally expands, filled with new independent powers to befriend, new resources to acquire, and new discoveries to be made.
During an age transition, there are a few factors that determine which civ you can evolve into. This includes any historical connections between your previous and future civ, your choice of leader, and even certain gameplay decisions that you made in the past age. Every civ plays differently. Across your game, you might want to stay as true to history as possible, only selecting civs that have historical ties to each other. Or you might switch to civs that fit your strategic needs.
There are so many possible paths to explore, so many different
Definitely a neat
choices
idea.
you can make. The potential for strategy in Civilization 7 is nearly endless.
Yeah, it's gotta be one of those things where you gotta get your hands on it to really see how well it's gonna work.
Something we hear often from players is about how when you play a game of Civ, you forget the world around you. Video games, more than any other medium, have this ability to completely immerse you in another universe. Whether it's through art, music, cinematic moments, or language, our goal is to bring your Civ world to life.
Getting the look and feel for Civilization 7 right is critical, so it's important to make sure we are capturing that through our art style. I spent a lot of time as a kid in museums, especially in the diorama sections, and being able to walk by and see these little miniatures that aren't moving, but there's a story told in them, was something that I always found intriguing. Technology changes every time we put one of these games out, and each time we put one out, we can do more. And we're at a spot in the industry now where we've just got a lot of tools and a lot of power under our belts to represent the entire world of Civilization. We're hoping that the players can look into this game, see the diametric detail on this, and tell their own stories that they've never told before. everything is going to fit together in such a different way than it has in the past from Civilization, and I think it's going to give you a much more realistic version of the simulation that you're trying to create. We took a lot what we learned in the Civ 6 and learned from that, trying to open up some more spaces and everything. And we adjusted the tone from 6 a bit, and I think it's what our fans are looking for, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I think 6 got some backlash for the art style.
Nobody else is doing, and
if I remember correctly,
but Firaxis can do.
I think players will love how combat looks. We greatly expanded the variety of units in Civ 7. Units now constantly engage one another. You'll see and hear the clashing of swords and steel. Units have a higher level of fidelity than ever before. Everything from the little parts and pieces and details on the armor
I was going to say, you could actually see the guys on the boats.
The entire representation of a whole army on a battlefield. I feel like this is going to become your Civ. Like this is the one. It has the look.
Firaxis takes its representation of different cultures in Civ 7 very seriously. Language is a critical part of civilization. It's how people tell their story. This is important because we are trying to teach through this game, and it's important to our players. They want to see their cultures represented correctly. In many cases, some players have never seen their cultures represented anywhere else. It brings great pride and joy to be able to see themselves included in the history of the world.
Music also plays an important role in bringing out the spirit and essence of each civilization.
That's true.
Every Civ has its own theme, and we're excited to share that Chris Tin, who composed the Grammy Award-winning theme Baba Yetu for Civilization 4 and the main theme for Civilization 6, is returning for Civilization 7.
Nice.
And we cannot wait for you to hear it.
That guy does some good stuff.
Today represents just an initial look at what's to come in Civilization 7. We have so much more to share, from gameplay deep dives to first looks at new leaders and civilizations, to what you can expect from Civ 7 post-launch.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7 releases on February 11th, 2025, and is available to pre-order today.
Is there a collector's
Players
edition?
who pre-order Civilization 7 will receive the Tecumseh and Shawnee pack. And if you haven't already, be sure to create a 2K account and sign up for our Civ newsletter to receive the latest updates. Doing so will unlock the exclusive Emperor persona for Napoleon in Civilization 7. And as a special thank you, if you use that same 2K account to play Civ 6, you'll automatically unlock Napoleon's revolutionary persona in Civ 7. Check out our website at civilization.com for full details, and be sure to follow Civ for all the latest.
We hope you enjoyed this first look at Civilization 7. The entire team at Firaxis has been working very hard to make sure we deliver a game that gives you more reasons to take just one more turn.
As we welcome Civ 7 into the Civ family, I think back to the legacy of Civilization, of 30 years of development, refinement, iteration, exploration, of the millions of players that have contributed, of the billions of hours that have been played. I'm so proud to be here for this moment, welcoming Civ 7 into the family. February 11th, 2025 isn't too far away. We're excited to be taking this journey with you.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks great. A lot of, and you know what, with so many games coming out that are similar to Civ now, I think they knew they had to do something different, and they did. Because here in just like a month or two is that Aura History Untold, which that game is made by former Civ devs. And again, they knew the same thing, that they're like, their new game has to be different than Civ. But still similar in nature, right? Okay. I'm gonna pause for a second. So they're doing a deluxe edition and a founders edition? Are they doing a collector's edition? The collector's edition for the last one was really cool. It had some really cool coins. I actually have those.
You'll have forged a unique path through history. To show you what we mean, let's take you through the story of one such empire.
We can pause this now. So let me go back and find a couple of these.
It is the dawn of a new age. The age of antiquity, where humanity begins to take its first steps into the annals of history. The great...
So again, what we're seeing right here is very similar to what we've seen in other civs. It's like, here's your leader, here's the special things they have. That's not really different.
Hatshepsut leads the civilization of ancient Egypt to store food for hunger.
And again, this scene here is very similar to what we currently have. I'm not seeing anything too crazy here. Again, we're getting like the yield icons and building placement for granary, +1 food. From this tile, +1 food.
Hungry mouths. Yeah. Its location...
I would say this interface might be a work in progress because there's not much there right now.
Decided, a new district is formed.
So they're doing... So they said you put down a granary and it then forms a district. So it sounds to me like they're combining the district system and the traditional, like, oh, this is now a mine or whatever. And they're like combining those two systems, kind of.
And construction begins. With more food available, our people look to make improvements to them.
So here we're pausing. City growth, select a tile, expand your city, add a specialist. Don't know what that is.
Land.
Also, we're seeing like happy icons on some of these hexes.
An ancient...
So flat desert, that's where the dates are. You can see, so every hex now has like a happiness meter. That's interesting.
Fruit ripe for cultivating is spotted. Dates will provide more sustenance for our citizens, and their sweetness further enhance our food production, while sailing unlocks our ability to traverse the nearby waters.
I'm trying to find the places where they were looking at the interface.
Further. Settlers begin the long trek to claim new land for the Egyptian Empire. And peace does not dampen our ambitions. Our people strive for hostilities tempered over time.
Okay, I'm going to back this up here just a few seconds. Let's go back to here.
Independent power. Initial resources. Perhaps in the future, this town will grow large enough to specialize and gain its own identity as a city. Our expansion does not go unnoticed. A foreign scout is spotted, revealing the existence of a...
Okay, so stopping here for a second. So it says befriend independent. And then incite raid is the second option there on the bottom where it says target.
Nearby independent power. Initial hostility.
Send an envoy to befriend an independent... The bit rate on this video is terrible, by the way. It's almost hard to see like what this tiny writing is. But no, it says send an envoy to befriend an independent power, lasts for 60 turns. So again, I feel like they're taking stuff from the city-state system and then modifying it.
Is attempered over time as friendly relations begin to form. And peace does not dampen our ambitions. Our does not go unnoticed. Our neighbors established.
Okay, stopping here for a second. So we have treaties. Man, that is really hard to read. The top one is open borders. But yeah, there's treaties, endeavors, sanctions, and espionage. Espionage, military infiltration. So I wonder if they're removing the spy system and they're like integrating it differently. Success chance 100%. Revealed chance 50%. And then 40 of whatever the currency is. Under treaties, there's a denounce military presence. Huh.
Providing mutual...
Actually, hold on. So, the second one they have highlighted, and it's blurry. I can't see what it says. But the tooltip says, if action accepted, permanently increases the number of trade routes you can establish with the other civilization by 1, can only be done once per civilization. So that's interesting. So they're redoing the trade route system, it sounds like.
Access to each empire's resources. But our rapid growth does not go unnoticed. Our neighbors' ambitions rival our own, setting us on a collision course. War is no longer avoidable. A great army is raised, led by formidable commanders who spur our forces quickly across the land. Spears. But the challenges of this age have shaken our
Okay,
mighty
this is the
Egyptian
screen I really wanted to
forth
look
new
at.
Challenges.
Okay, right here. Advanced start. Add legacies or select a preset to plan your civilization in this age. So it's like city, gain 1 city to place. Town, gain 1 town to place. Walls. Gain 3 ancient walls in all settlements. Ranged army, gain an army consisting of 2 range units. So this kind of reminds me of like in the current Civ, when you choose a government type and then you're putting like passives into that government type. Kind of reminds me of that.
And new opportunities.
Yeah, it's like capital upgrade, gain 3 population in your capital. Gain the machinery technology for free, so there's like blue tech ones at the bottom.
New technologies to research. New resources to acquire. New lands to explore. If we are to take on the challenges of this new age, we must...
So this was a question that Mox had earlier, and I wanted to get back to this. You were asking, like, if you could choose different leaders when you were switching the age. I think you can. Because right here, it's asking if you want to choose, like, a different leader, I think. And then up at the top, it's giving the passives for that leader.
Must adapt and select a new civilization to represent our empire. One that is better equipped to take on the challenges of the exploration age. This new civilization builds on top of its past legacy, and our actions in this age will inevitably influence a future yet to come. As we evolve...
So this is a communication screen, So I come to you with a proposal for a local festival. Support, accept, or reject. If you support, it's +3. Oh, is it that happiness? +3 happiness per turn. And then the other one is +2 something.
So 2.
And then reject, block from future projects for 10 turns.
Do our neighbors. The stage is set. A new age begins. Will you follow a path set by history?
Actually, here real quick, I wonder if they're going to release a 4K version of this presentation. Hold on, let me see here. Not at the moment, I would say. Is this in 4K? I'm curious.
Throughout our history,
Nope.
ordinary people have...
Nope, it's not. Okay.
Or will you pivot and forge something anew? What kind of empire will you make? What strategies will you pursue? The future is yours to create. In Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
All right, cool.
Believe him.
All right. So yeah, that looks great. I'll be there day one. I will buy whatever the most expensive version of that game is. I don't say that very often. Good. There are a few franchises that come out where I will automatically buy whatever the most expensive version is. This is one of those games that I will actually do that. So, yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, the game looks different. It looks interesting, and I'm down for giving it a try. You know, I've played like almost every version of it that's come out. I put it in hundreds and hundreds of hours of these games, and they're a lot of fun. So yeah, cool stuff. Here real quick, we will once again wrap up the VOD for YouTube. So for the YouTube peeps, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.